Okay, so we looked at risk optimizer watcher in the previous video. So the magnifying glass is the one that opens up the watcher. This window also appears automatically when an optimization is complete. Okay. And the watcher window tabs are these are the three tabs. Okay, now let's move on to the second example of efficient frontier. Now this time we're going to look at standard deviation as the constraint, and we want standard deviation between 1500 and 3000. So this is what it's going to look like. So you want risk standard deviation of the outcome, which is our expected revenue. You want that to be less than or equal to some number within this range. Okay, so let's go to Excel. Now I'm going to open the file that we saved as .1. Okay, so that's the one that 6.1. Okay, so this is after we tried the 605. Okay, model definition. If you look at model definition, you see these 605 trials. Okay, and this was before the first efficient frontier that we tried. All right, so now we're going to set up the second efficient frontier. All right, so we're going to add constraints and first change that to efficient frontier. All right, so now we add. Okay, so this is going to be that F6. Okay, then we're going to change this to simulation statistic, and we select standard deviation and use efficient frontier, and we're going to specify 1500 to 3000, and we'll try 6 different values between these. Okay, so click more, and then you see risk standard deviation of F6 needs to be less than these values. Okay, now let's click OK, and let's check settings. Okay, you can set up trials per constraining value something, and then you can set a time limit for efficient frontier runtime. Okay, and here again the number of trials, all of that you can set, and I'm going to just keep the defaults. Okay, so make sure that multiple CPUs enabled and the sampling is set to 1. All right, so now let's go and start. Okay, now let's open the watcher. So these are the different standard deviation values that we set in the minimum and the maximum range. Okay, so here is the mean of F6 and then the standard deviation of F6. So it's trying to maximize the mean of F6 at each of the standard deviations that we have selected. Okay, so now let's generate these reports. Okay. I have the optimization summary here, then all the trials, okay, and the ones that do not meet the standard deviation criterion are highlighted. Okay, so now we have here are the standard deviations at different trials, and again these are the decision variable values, and then we have log of progress steps, constraining value 1800. So this one is constraining value 1500. Okay, and then 2100, 2400, 2700, and then 3000. So these are the values that we selected, and for each of those values you get the best results. Okay, so each of them here. So that's our efficient frontier, and I'm going to save this as 3. So we'll have 6.1 will be just without efficient frontier, all those 605 trials. 6.2 is the efficient frontier for the 7th percentile. And 6.3 is the efficient frontier for standard deviation.